This lesson is part of our 5th grade Earth Science Unit, Earth and Space Systems. Our learning target for this lesson is to give examples of ways human activities have had an effect on land, vegetation, streams, oceans, air, and outer space. At the end of the slideshow, you will take a quiz. You will be asked to identify a human activity that has had a negative impact on the environment and to identify a positive change people can make to counteract that effect. There are 2 vocabulary words that are important to understand for this lesson. Carbon dioxide is a gas released by the burning of coal, natural gas, oil, and wood that traps heat in the atmosphere. Global warming is the increase in the Earth's average temperature over a long period of time. What is climate change? The climate on Earth is affected by Earth's atmosphere, which is made up of gases. When sunlight enters the atmosphere, some of the sun's heat is trapped by the gas, and some of the heat bounces back out into space. The temperature of the Earth is warm enough to live on because the atmosphere traps some of the sun's heat. If the Earth didn't have the atmosphere surrounding it, the temperature would be too cold for us to live. The climate of the Earth has gone through many cycles of change. Scientists know of at least 7 periods of change in the last 650,000 years, known as ice ages and followed by warming periods. These periods of climate change are caused by changes in how much of the sun's energy was absorbed by the atmosphere. You may be wondering why climate change is so important if we know it has happened before. In the past few hundred years, humans have begun using fossil fuels such as oil, gas, and coal in our homes, cars, and factories. These fuels release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The result is that more of the sun's heat is trapped by the Earth's atmosphere, causing an increase in the Earth's temperature. Scientists think that global warming is causing changes in the Earth's weather patterns, resulting in melting glaciers, droughts in some places, flooding in other places, and changing temperature patterns that affect the plants and animals in different parts of the world. There is good news, and that is that we can all help slow down climate change. Here are 9 ways to get started. You can walk, ride your bike, or use public transportation such as buses to help reduce how much carbon dioxide goes into the atmosphere. Reduce and reuse things as much as possible. This lowers the amount of carbon dioxide put into the air by factories. Another tip is to wash your clothes in cold water and hang them up to dry. Also, remember to unplug electronics when you aren't using them. Another way to help is to eat less meat and dairy. Also, put on a sweater when you are cold instead of turning up the heat. Open windows to cool off instead of turning on the air conditioning. You should talk to your parents about steps your family can take to help. Also, you can write letters to your government officials to let them know that you care about climate change. Let's review our learning target. Climate change impacts the Earth's temperature, weather patterns, habitats, and food chains. Carbon dioxide that ends up in the Earth's atmosphere causes more of the sun's heat to get trapped and raises the Earth's temperature, an effect known as global warming. Fossil fuels, such as coal, gas, and oil, cause more carbon dioxide to be released into the atmosphere. Since humans began using fossil fuels for energy, the average temperature of the Earth is rising at a faster rate. It is important that people work to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide released into the air by fossil fuels. There are many steps we can take to help. You can click Next when you are ready to take the quiz for this lesson.